My dad died in 1968. I was 9 years old. My mother was a whore. She gave birth to 7 children from 3 different men. The main thing that caused me to run and hide from everything, because as a little boy, I used to just run and hide in my closet as a little boy in the house. And I had serenity. I had peacefulness. I had nobody yelling at me. I had no cops trying to give me a hard time for having not bothering no one. So I became homeless because now I'm not responsible for nothing but myself.
So how do you really like survive up here? Like, what do you have to do?
Oh, I get a government check.
So that's enough to pretty much like get you going?
No, it's just enough to get me by. But when I want something, ask and thou shalt receive.
So how do you ask usually? Like,
I see somebody in a work truck.
yes.
And they got ladders on it, and they got a bunch of wood in the back, and equipment, and they're going to work. I walk up on them and I say, hey, can you use a helper today?
Oh, okay. You're offering your help.
My service.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To work. Because Jesus carried the cross for my sins. I can carry myself. So I ask, and then even if they don't need a helper, they sometimes say, well, here's a couple bucks. You give me like maybe a 5 or a 10, say go get something to eat, and I'm sorry I can't use you today.
Okay.
And that's okay.
And what's really like the hardest thing about being on the street? Do you have any?
The hardest thing about being homeless
Yes, sir.
is being lonely sometimes.
Loneliness.
Sometimes the loneliness, but I'm not alone. Because I always look up to the sky, the full moon, late at night. Sometimes it rains. And you know what I do?
Wow.
I look up to the sky and I say, God, I know you're there for me. And he is. So the loneliness passes.
Okay.
But sometimes people need another person. But not a person that has problems. Because they create more problems on themselves when they got a person that has too many problems. That's kind of why I'm homeless. Because I chose to be homeless. I didn't have to be this way.
How often do you talk to anyone like this?
Not too often.
Not too often.
It's rare. Yeah, not very much.
But you like to talk, I guess. Yeah.
When I'm in the mood.
Yeah, I'm lucky that you're in the mood so I can talk to you. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, they try to be judgmental.
Okay.
What they try to do is they say, like, I'm not as good as they are because I'm homeless.
But that's not true.
I'm just as good as them, but I ain't got a house, I ain't got a family, I ain't got nothing. But that doesn't make me a worse of a person than them.
Right, yeah.
And I do get that sometimes, not too often.
Right, it's about the inside, right?
Yeah, but what they do is they try to judge you like, okay, you live on a bike, you're homeless, you ain't got a car, you ain't got nothing.
It's a nice bike though, yeah.
Yeah, but you ain't worth nothing to me. And those are the people, instead of being angry about it, real simple. Instead of being angry, I just say, have a nice day, go.
But you're really worth a lot to me right now. I'm learning a lot from you today. Things that I never heard before, really. So I really thank you for this, yeah.
Comes from an honest to God's homeless man. I slept at the park last night. I've been known to sleep here sometimes. But then the cops come and they run me out of here. They don't like the homeless people to be laying around in front of people. If you hide out, you're okay. You know, if you talk to other homeless people,
Yes.
tell them
Yeah.
that they're only homeless because they're too damn freaking lazy to get out and do something. You gotta get up. gotta learn how to stand up and get on your feet and
Yes, sir.
move. You gotta get around. You can't let homelessness put you down and grow your beard and look shabby and look like a piece of trash on the street, because that's all you are, and then throw that trash away. And that's homeless. That's the lazy homeless. But there are some people out there that have no family,
Yes, sir.
no place to live, but they have love, and for themselves and for everything around. And the lazy homeless people are ruining it for the good homeless people. They don't want to do nothing. They think sitting there on a street corner holding some sign saying homeless, please help. Why didn't that sign say homeless, no family, but I'll paint your house?
That's right.
And then earn it. Because the homeless people don't want to earn nothing. They want it to be given to them. And that's what's causing the biggest problem. Don't support somebody that don't want to support themselves. That's it. It's so simple. If you can't get up and work in the morning and clean yourself up and do something, then